Hey boys, girls, welcome back to Persona 3 FES. In the last episode, we officially became members of the C's group, and the leader of the newer members of the operation, Junpei and Yukari. With the Tartarus now open for full exploration, we're actually going to be making our first actual dive into this Tower of Time, due to the fact that we now know that this is actually the Shadow's Nest, due to what Akihiko has said in the last episode. So, like I said in the last one, I did say that this will be a dungeon-based episode. So, due to how the Tartarus works in this game, it actually has blocks, and there's actually quite a bit of floors for each block. Thankfully, the first block is actually the easiest, and it's only like, well, we're already on first floor, and there's 16 floors for the first block, until you meet the first barricade. And that's how this works. So each chapter is going to have a barricade per Tartarus, but there is going to be like intersections and stuff like that. So with that being said, we do have a way we're going to actually be doing this. So honestly, let's get in first, and then I'll talk about that. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. By the way, I found out something else about Tartarus. A few floors up, there's a barricade preventing you from going any higher. The tower seems to have a number of these, interspersed among its floors. I know I told you that the layout changes each day, but these barriers seem to be in fixed locations. Therefore, I'd like you to try and reach the first barricade. I'm counting on you. Okay. So, with that said, she even brought it up too. So, the first one appears on the 16th floor, but if you get into the next block, it's actually going to be on like floor like 60-something. So that is the reason why the Tartarus is going to be a bit different from Persona 4's playthrough with its dungeons. So I might do cuts every now and again just to make sure the episodes don't go too long, because I don't know how long it would take me to actually do 40-something floors. I know I could easily do like 16 in one episode for you guys, but I don't think we would be able to do 48 floors in one episode. I'm just going to be honest. So, some dungeon episodes might end up being 2, or I'm going to cut it up entirely to make it, like, easier for you guys. Because it doesn't seem like, there's actually much dialogue for the Tartarus, other than the bosses on the floors. Because I did actually play through the first block, just to see how it is on my own, but there wasn't any actual, like, super big story moments. I didn't read any of it, but that's basically what I'm trying to say. There wasn't anything super major on the normal floors. On the boss ones, it seems like it has stuff on it, though. But with that, let's actually do this. Give me a moment, and I'll check to see what's beyond this floor. I detect a great source of power above you. It's still relatively far away, but keep your guard up, nonetheless. Okay. So, due to the fact that, as I said, I actually have went through this before, it's actually gonna be the 5th, 10th, and I believe 14th floors that have different bosses for you to fight, and they're all based on different arcanas, based on what I understand. But, yeah, definitely, yeah, when we get into the next Tartarus block, I need to figure out how I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be honest. This whole place is like a maze. Even the access points seem to be randomly distributed. If you feel like you're in danger, don't hesitate to return. Okay, good to know. So we will have to do a couple fights every now and again, let's be honest. And I do need to get better and better at actually using the, attack, things, because every now and then I do mess that up. I also will say this now, I actually did mess with the EXP gains. The reason for it is due to how I do, this series. It wouldn't be fruitful for me to have the old EXP gains. I'm just gonna be completely honest, because, when I was playing on my own, I found out that I was only getting, like, 2 experience per battle on certain areas, and that can be really bad for the way I do things, because if we do a whole dungeon in one episode, it will end up being really bad if we're only getting, like, 1 level per floor, and as you know, I like to run through certain floors if, as fast as possible. We'll fight shadows along the way based on Persona 4's TVs and stuff like that, but you can't really run past the shadows in this game, because they actually have a certain, like, distance they can actually travel to actually follow you. It's like a circumference of some sorts, but, they definitely do chase you for quite a distance. So, although you can run from them, they actually do try and, like, block you off from, actually getting away from them, though. So, yeah, it definitely is going to be a bit different, but it is much better that we actually get a little bit more experience per battle, because, yeah, based on one, my small, like, seeing of how it actually works, it's actually really, really bad, the level gains you can actually get, to be completely honest. It seems that powerful foe above you is closer than I thought. If you don't think you're ready, then don't test your luck. Okay, good to know. Okay, so let's see here. But yeah, yeah, I was getting, like, 1 level per, like, 4 floors, if that says anything, how bad it was getting. And, I ended up fighting the final, one on the 14th floor at level 6. And I found out it's recommended that you be there at, like, level 10, if that says anything. I don't know how that happened, but I ended up still beating him at level 6, and I don't... Although it was really, really lucky because of the fact that, my characters were more than likely, very, very underleveled, and the only reason why I survived was because of the fact that there are skills that, you get for having certain personas that actually mix together and make, like, it was like 50% of your HP back, but you also got avoidance and stuff like that. So it was like, yeah, it was pretty, it was really, like, close to the wire, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, definitely, it's probably a good idea that I did that, because, yeah, it would be really bad. And also, I found out how the Reaper works in this game, by the way. So how the Reaper works is he has a time limit to actually show up on each floor, and, based on what I read, it's about, like, about 15 minutes, for, like, the specific floor that you're on. But, you can combine the power of 2 personas to create a special skill known as a fusion spell. Okay, this is it. This is the specific one. I forgot. It was Aspisaurus that, actually triggers that. A fusion spell is very, powerful, but you must have 2 personas in your arsenal to use it. One of these 2 personas must be assigned. Once you have used a fusion spell, it will appear in the menu. The conditions for using it will also be displayed. Try to discover as many fusion spells as you can. With Orpheus and Asperus, your power or Asperus' power, you were able to make, Condensa, or however you say that. But, as you can see, it restores 50% of your HP, but also gives you evasion up for your whole party. I think that's something to do with the community mod, to be honest. Because I don't really know if that's actually, like, normal or not, to be completely honest. Mostly because, well, I've only played this game with the community mod so far, and literally my first playthrough is literally with you guys, so I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no clue on that one, to be completely honest. So certain things I won't know for sure, but at least I do know for now, is what I'm trying to say. And there's also a feature that is, where your characters actually get tired after fighting, which can be bad, due to the fact that they will leave if, you try and, like, you know, use one of those little teleportation things back to where you were, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And, yeah, definitely you want to, like, kind of manage your party in a way that they don't end up actually wanting to leave. And there we go, we're already level 5, thankfully. Okay, so that's definitely a lot better than, yeah, my previous experience walking through this dungeon before actually doing it with you guys. Because I wanted to, like, make sure how bad it really would get, and kind of understand, how to actually do these episodes for you guys. That's the whole reason why I even did a, like, kind of like a scout of this, to be honest. I detect 3 shadows in this floor's central area. They're not like the ones you fought before. If you're not ready to face them yet, then return to the entrance and reorganize. Okay, so basically what you would do here is, as you can see, there's this little green, thing over here. Is that... Excusez-moi, but can you have a look at the device near you? Yeah, we can definitely do that. So, as you can see, this little device here actually lets you teleport out of the dungeon, which is good. and it's actually a special one. This actually saves your progress, which is really, really nice. So, like mementos, when you get to certain areas like rest stops and stuff like that, or new floors, you can teleport to them. This is exactly like that if you've ever played Persona 5. Wait, did I say Persona 4? I meant Persona 5's mementos. But yeah, based on that, this is basically like that, where you can fast travel between floors and stuff like that, and you have little checkpoints, which is very, very nice. The device has been activated, and like that, you can just teleport back to floor 1 if you really wanted to, which I will do since it's just one. I want to actually do one thing, so just because I showed you all that, I'm actually going to go do a small bit of training, just so we can just do this, like, you know, back to back to back to back, since I did say I would do the first 16 floors with you guys, so I just want to make sure we actually have some items to actually work with. So, with that, I'll be right back, and then we'll actually go through the floors like normal. So, here be, boys and girls. Okay, with this small training session now done, let's actually take on our first boss. Oh, good luck, stay focused. Okay, and with that, we're actually fighting off with our first one. So, like I said, there's going to be one on the 5th floor, 10th floor, and 14th floor. I don't know anything about the other blocks or anything like that. The only one that I do know about, as I said, is this block, due to the fact that, as I said, I did a small scouting to make sure that's how to actually do these videos, basically. So, other than that, I have no clue on anything about the other stuff, but let's actually do this. The enemy is stronger than you are accustomed to. Proceed with caution. And it's going to bring up the fusion skill, since I literally just got Asperus again, to be honest. So with that, let's do this. So, first things first is, I actually do know what these guys are weak to. They're actually weak to bows. And actually, oh, of course we missed our first attack of all things. That's really nice. Actually, I didn't even need to do that. I could have just went for Smash, to be honest. That actually probably would have been smarter. But let's go for Cleave here. So, the thing is there's actually quite a bit of spells in this game, to be completely honest, and that's actually pretty cool. So what they're actually weak to is actually bows. So if you were to go out here and use your pierce attack, you would knock them to the floor. So honestly, this is actually really good to actually have multiple different weaknesses for enemies, because then bosses actually have weak spots that you can actually fight against. Oh, and because of the main character actually being down, we can't actually use our all-out attack. That's actually really unfortunate. Well, let's just go for the one that's actually on the floor then. Might as well. There's no reason not to. Okay, well, the entire crowd's gonna get a free couple hits here, but honestly, it could be worse, right? So honestly, yeah, it was just unfortunate that that did happen. But let's see here. So we got Cleave here, so we'll make sure to actually get rid of... I'm not sure if we do enough damage in normal attacks to actually knock this guy down, but just in case... Well, missed anyways. I was gonna say, that more than likely it wouldn't miss, but it ended up missing anyways. Okay, so now we can actually get our all-out attack, since our main character, Spooks, or Makoto, is actually standing now. That was just unfortunate that he ended up falling over when he went to go swing. Here's our chance for an all-out attack. And with that, we go out for our if I could speak, for our all-out attack, and down goes our first boss. And it's not hard at all. It's, and as long as we're, like, at least on par with their levels, you actually have an easier time dealing with them. The only reason why it was a problem before, like I said, when I was without the extra EXP gains and stuff, is that you really do feel like you're far behind where you're actually supposed to be. Because, you can get here at, like, level 4 after going through all those floors and doing everything. So, yeah, it can be really, really bad. Hold on. The shadows on this floor are a bit different than the ones you faced with this bar. Proceed with caution. But yeah, the reason why it's, important for, the extra EXP gains for how we do things is, if I can actually chase this guy, that is due to the fact that, I try and do these videos in one episode for you guys, and actually can definitely, be a detriment. Because of the fact that, yeah, it would make these videos even harder to record. Because of the fact that, yeah, let's just say these episodes could go like, at least like 2 to 3 hours, and that is not what I'm looking forward to doing, just gonna be completely honest. To make things much easier on me, that's the whole reason why we have the, I think it's 5 times bonus, because normally you'd get like 5, experience, or, yeah, I think it's 5 experience per these fights. So yeah, it's definitely really, really low on the amount of actual, EXP gains you get. So I don't think you can blame me for, being wary on how I want to actually worry about that. Oh yeah, and, that's also a thing. So sometimes enemies have this, like, little, like, crying border on them, or, like, they're, like, freaking out. It seems like they're easier to crit than normal enemies. They don't always crit, but they do seem to crit pretty often, is what I've noticed. So we can use that to our advantage if we really need to at any point. Okay, so since he actually hit level 6, he actually has the everything he needs. Do I have my angel? Yes, I do. The reason why I'm going to start using the angel is because of a enemy that I noticed while I was doing my training, and those are called grave beetles. And yeah, grave beetles are definitely something we need to worry about, so if we end up having, like, Garu, we can actually deal with them perfectly fine. And that's the whole reason why we should use the Angel here, because Garu is actually what it's weak against, so just so we don't have to worry about being hit by 45 damage constantly, let's just make sure we actually have its weakness out, since although Yukari does have wind magic, it's just smarter to actually, you know, have another wind user out, so you can do 2 all-out attacks instead of just 1 turn, to be completely honest. And sometimes it wouldn't even be enough damage. Okay, so since this guy is actually scared of us, we can actually slide around. Don't want to actually run into this guy on accident, so just keep going up and make as much progress as we possibly can, since, yeah, thankfully this is going to be an easier episode than the next few Tartarus blocks, to be honest. Wait. There it is again. I detect a powerful shadow above you. It's still relatively far away, but be careful as you work your way upward. Okay, so with that, we just gotta be completely careful. And also, oh, that is a normal one. I didn't even notice. Oh, and talking about him, there he is. There's our grave beetle. Okay, he only went for a normal attack though, so that could have been much worse. But yeah, definitely, if he were to use his bash move, it would actually be much more dangerous, because he does like 45 damage. Here's our chance for an all-out attack. With that, go out for our all-out attack, and knock this guy out for at least a good chunk of his HP, since all-out attacks are actually not that bad compared to Persona 4's version of them, since the only way to actually do damage with those, it seems, is actually through Golden's way of upgrading Risei through scooter events, to be honest, because normal all-out attacks did, like, no damage in Persona 4, to be completely honest. But, yeah, definitely do like that it's actually much more easier. Oh, there's only one enemy, so just rush attack it then. Easy. And there goes one of those little hand guys. And easy, 5 experience. So see, like, the experience gain is pretty low, and it's like 300 for a single level sometimes. So, and it keeps getting higher and higher the farther and farther you go, so just, yeah, if that actually proves anything. Are you alright? Don't push yourself too hard. These powerful enemies I mentioned before is getting closer. If you're not at full strength, then just return for today. Okay. We're gonna be perfectly fine. Although our characters are technically tired, I think they end up taking more damage when they're tired. I'm not for sure, but it seems like they do. But yeah, we definitely do need to pay attention to that. I also know that if your character is to get knocked over when they're actually tired, it is actually bad due to the fact that they can actually be too tired to actually stand back up. So that can be a bad thing, and standing up actually takes your turn. So you do want to be careful about that. And also, I'm just going to mention this now. I don't know how you would do this game, like, normally, if you had to deal with, what do you call it? There is, because the, in the original game, for Persona 3, the original and FES, you didn't actually have any ability to actually control your party members. And thankfully there is a, like, mod or, like, little file that you can add to your game that actually allows you to control them like we can. And that is, I'm pretty sure, a script from Persona 3 Portable, because in Portable you can. And I don't know how you would actually play through this game with low EXP gains and not being able to control your party members. I think I would actually tear out my hair. I'm going to be completely honest.
You're getting very close to the powerful enemy detected earlier. I believe it's on the next floor. Be careful.
Okay, I'll be careful indeed. But yeah, based on what because I actually found out why they did it. Apparently the reasoning was to make you care more about your main character than actually, like, well, you want to, like, worry more about your main character than your actual party members, and that was his reasoning. But the thing is the portable version came out after Persona 3 and Persona 3 FES, so this doesn't seem to be the case due to the fact that he ended up changing it anyways to make it so you can use your party members in the portable version. So that is definitely strange that he ended up changing his mind on that. I guess he understood why it was a bad thing, I guess, which is actually a bad thing, because honestly, I think being able to actually strategize in these games is actually really, really good. And taking away the strategy of actually allowing yourself to know what your characters are going to use takes away a lot of the randomness that RNG is not fun to deal with, I'm gonna be honest. And I play a lot of RNG based games, so I definitely am I guess you could say, master at knowing how RNG works, to be honest.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack.
Okay, and let's go for that. And I think, nope, we don't knock him out. Because we're flying backwards, we can know that we didn't knock him out. Okay, so thankfully we have Garu, so let's knock out this little grave beetle. And let's keep making our way through. But yeah, yeah, I could not imagine playing this without being able to control them. Because, yeah, that sounds like, hell, to be honest, like actual hell. Because if I wasn't able to control these guys, I think, I would get really mad if they were to end up, let's say she randomly uses Dia instead of actually attacking, and the enemy ends up living with, like, 1 HP, or something like that. I think that would actually make me really, really sad or angry.
I detect 3 shadows in this floor's central area. Once again, you'll be facing a new type of enemy, so stay alert.
Okay, so a new type of enemy, which means another boss. So with that, let's actually turn on this so we actually have it, and then we can actually continue. I'm not going to use it, but we are going to turn it on, just so we have the... Oh wait, it actually turns it on automatically, but yeah, we don't need it right now. So let's actually make our way to our second boss.
Prepare yourselves.
Okay, let's prepare ourselves. Okay, big hand shadows. Honestly, these guys aren't bad either.
It must be guarding this area, so it's strong, so be careful.
Okay, let's be careful indeed. So, the thing is these guys actually do have a weakness as well, like the other ones. So the weakness for these guys is actually pretty easy. So, literally, you just bring out Orpheus, literally your starting persona, and they're actually weak to normal physical attacks. Technically, you would think that your normal attack would be physical, like in Persona 4 or Persona 5. But the thing is your normal attack is actually a slashing attack. So, yeah, there's multiple different types of physical attacks in this game, so you do need to make sure you're aware of that.
Here's our chance. Let's get him.
I forgot that his voice was that one. I was gonna do Akihiko's voice for a second, and I completely forgot that his voice is that one. Mostly because of the way he looks, he kind of reminds me of him doing that voice, but I actually have heard his voice line, and he kind of does sound like that. Let's see here. Let's see. We can either... she can only go for Garu, but the thing is these guys actually have magical resistance, so it's not good to go for that. And they have Zio, so that can actually be bad, since we do get knocked down by that, and he's weak to wind. See? So you do need to worry about things like that. Thankfully, Makoto or Spooks didn't get knocked down there, so we actually don't have to worry. So we can just go for bashes here, and this fight is basically done and over. So down goes the first hand, and then we just go for the second hand. and go for the final one, and then this fight is basically null and void. And that one actually ended up going down before we actually had to go for our attack, so that's actually not bad at all. And down goes, oh, never mind, he actually survived, so he gets another Magaru, and he almost knocked us out with that. Okay, so because of the fact that he is attacking, we know that this guy's going to attack next, so let's just get rid of him. Okay, good. Now we actually have another turn. Okay, not bad, not bad. We do need to be careful, because if we do end up going down, we actually do die, so it does take us back to where we were. So hopefully, thankfully, it did hit him. And just like that,
here's our chance. Let's get him.
And with that, down goes the second boss of the first section. Apparently there is another boss after everything here, but the thing is apparently that doesn't spawn until something called a moon phase, and I guess that's at the end of that next 18, is based on what I understand. So during the 18th number there, eventually we will be able to fight, I guess, what is guarding the blockade, I guess? I honestly really don't know, and before we actually go up, let's actually heal real quick, since she can actually heal us, so let's get everyone fully healed, and then we can actually continue, just so we don't end up dying on accident, because I forgot to heal. But here we go.
The shadows, there seem different. If you think you're strong enough, you can split up the party, and have everyone fight individually. It might be a little risky, but everyone will gain experience quicker. However, if the enemies are too tough, then it's better to stick together. Think carefully before you decide.
Okay, so that is the reason why you would split up. I don't notice a difference, to be honest. I didn't notice any difference in EXP gains, to be completely honest. The experience you gain when you win a battle will be shared amongst those in your battle party. So the fewer members you have, the more experience each will gain. However, the risk is higher. Consider the strength of your party members, as well as your knowledge of the enemy before making any decisions. But yeah, I don't understand the actual difference that actually makes, to be completely honest. Ooh, Kishido Blade. I'll use that, if that's actually good. Let's see here. Might as well see. Let's see here. I'm using the Gladius, so let's see here. Kishido Blade is actually 40. Oh, but it's a big two-handed sword. Okay, so just because I don't trust myself with that, I'm gonna be honest, because it seems like weapons have different swing speeds. I'm gonna be completely honest, a two-handed sword sounds like it's gonna be harder to actually swing, to be completely honest, so I don't have to accidentally mess up on actually swinging at these shadows and actually losing out on my actual advantages. I'm just gonna be honest, let's not worry about that, to be completely honest. Because I have a feeling I'm going to actually miss more often with a bigger and slower weapon, since I know that two-handed weapons are slower than one-handed short swords in normal real life, so I'm going to be honest, I'm going to not try that. And I did kind of notice that with Yu in Persona 4. He had like slower swing speeds sometimes on certain weapons, or at least it felt like it in my honest opinion. Okay, I already found the stairs, so let's just make our way to floor 12. And honestly, we're making good time, since, yeah, we won't be able to do this ever again in one episode like this. But, unless I do cuts, like I said, but, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, 40 floors sounds terrifying. It sounds like it's gonna be kind of like the Mystery Dungeon episodes that I did, for the, like, late game stuff, where I had to actually do cuts in order to make the episode long enough for you guys.
I detect a great source of power on the 14th floor. Be careful.
Okay, be careful indeed. So far we haven't had any, Death Awaits, cards yet. And that's what I was actually going to be talking about with the Reaper. Because the Reaper can spawn. Ooh, rare chest. I'll try and grab that real quick. We'll fight the shadow that's protecting it, or supposed to be. But, these chests are actually pretty cool, though. So, let's see here. I actually don't know what these guys are weak to be completely honest. And actually, I just noticed something. We're supposed to have the Angel out to actually gain some experience for it, since I would like to get Hama, and I know this thing can get it. So, honestly, try and, like, get as much as we possibly can. I'm gonna say probably just go for a normal attack here, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be about the same damage. Okay, and then we can go for a cleave on... Nope, wrong one. I was expecting the cursor to actually... Oh, it ended up missing anyway, so never mind. Okay, I know these guys aren't weak to wind, so we're not even going to worry about that. But here he comes with his Garu, he knocks down our buddy, he gets a second attack, but that doesn't really matter because these guys don't do enough damage. And since he's basically down for the count, we can just rush the rest of it. Since, honestly, there's no way we're going to be losing to one single persona that is afraid of us, to be honest. So, honestly, we're perfectly fine there. It's a rare chest. Obtained a magic mirror. Pretty good, I guess, but I never ended up using any of those, to be completely honest. It's good if you can find a good use for it.
I detect a great source of power somewhere above you. It's stronger than the one I sensed before. Stay alert.
But yeah, the Reaper in this game is actually, pretty scary. One, it chases you like the Mementos one, unlike in Persona 4 where it just stays inside the chest and doesn't, kind of like mess with you over time, which is terrifying that is actually going to chase us, but thankfully they actually make it kind of hard for him to kind of spawn, I guess you can say. And something has happened, and we can now make 8 personas now. The reason why I'm not reading through the levels anymore is because, honestly, it's only one character that's going to have that, and all it really tells you is that you can make stronger personas. And that guy almost ran directly into me. Okay, can you stop screaming, buddy? Okay, there we go. Jeez. Okay, so let's see here. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about being chased by that thing eventually, because it more than likely will happen eventually, is that thing is eventually gonna chase me. And the thing is they don't go easy on you with the Reaper. The Reaper is a high-level persona, or shadow, and it will chase you if you end up spawning him on accident. He has 2 ways of spawning, either through the cards, or through just staying too long on a floor. And if you stay too long on a floor, you will meet or you will reap what you sow, and he will definitely show you no mercy. Cause, yeah, he will one-shot you no matter what happens if he catches you. So, as soon as he spawns, you run for your, you run like hell out, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And also, am I going the right way? I actually don't even know. The floors are all randomized, by the way, so there's no way for me to actually know which direction to actually go. Only certain floors are actually specific, like Mitsuru said. So, like the boss floors, for instance, I'm pretty sure are always going to be the same. But, yeah, it definitely would be, bad if, the boss floors were randomized as well, because maybe you've run into the wrong boss or something. That would be funny.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack.
Yes, it is. Thankfully, the beetle should be getting easier and easier to fight. The more and more we fight. So honestly, we might not even have to go for another, because he's basically down. And there he goes for his bash attack for 34 damage, but honestly, at this point, it doesn't really matter as much, since we're actually, like, you know, not actually doing as bad as it would have been if I didn't do anything with the experience gains. Because, let me be honest, I think, yeah, I think these episodes would be like almost 3 hours if it were to be that way. But let's see here, let's just keep making our way, since, honestly, we should probably make sure where the stairs is first before we actually, you know, wander around like madmen. Because you never know, honestly, with some things here. So, first things first is actually finding it, so we don't accidentally, you know, have to worry about the Reaper or anything like that. And you will hear when the Reaper is on the floor, because apparently his chains will be rattling. I haven't ran into him yet, from the small, like, little thing that I told you guys about. Ooh, another rare chest. That's actually nice. It's a rare chest. I'm turned a shirt of chivalry. Ooh, okay. How good is that, actually? Because I don't know what that is. I've only seen the rash one. Let's see here. Traditional Japanese shirt for men. Oh, cool. I'll take that. And then we can probably give, Yukari the other shirts. Ooh. Oh, it actually changes my character. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I didn't know that it would do that. That's actually really cool. Huh. Okay, then. That's actually really nice.
For me? Really? Oh, you're so sweet.
No problem, Yukari. and let's actually make our way to the 14th floor, since, as I said, we're going to be fighting off with another boss now.
I detect one shadow in the floor's central area. It's relatively strong, so be cautious.
Okay. But yeah, I didn't know the actual shirts change your actual character. That's actually pretty cool. So, due to the fact that this is the final boss for this area, we probably should go and leave the floor first, so you actually can get your HP back. So that is actually nice. So you get your HP and SP back as long as you come back to the first floor, which is really nice. So you can use that to your advantage to actually, not get completely rolled in fights like bosses and stuff. Although tiredness does take effect, and yeah, your characters definitely don't like being tired, and they will leave the dungeon. Thankfully, I can, get them back on the floor and stuff like that, so I don't have to worry about that, but in the original game, they will actually leave you, and technically we would be by ourselves right now, and to be completely honest. So, thankfully, we don't have to worry about that, but yeah, it definitely is something that I'm not used to, because I don't understand why there is a tiredness mechanic when you have SP, HP, and stuff like that. I get it that maybe because you get your HP and SP back if you leave, but the thing is most of the time your character would be tired by then anyways, at that point, right? So, why have that kind of a function it definitely is weird to me.
Good luck and stay focused.
Okay, and with that, let's actually take on the final boss of the first quadrant, or block, or whatever you want to call it.
It seems you've attracted the Guardian's attention. Its arcana is Chariots.
Okay, so this guy actually doesn't have a weakness, from what I know, so I will be honest there. This guy seems to have, resistance to all types of physical attacks. And you also have to worry about the fact that you can't defend in this game, so that is also a major problem that you do need to worry about, because due to the fact that you can't defend, it can actually be really, really bad, because as you can tell, if the enemy ends up having a thing that your character can be weak to, say electricity or wind, he can actually knock someone down on your field, and then you lose a party member that can't attack for that turn. Because now that she stood up, she actually lost her turn, as you can see, because now he's 3 and she's 4. And she more than likely won't ever be able to attack again, as long as he doesn't go for Mazio. Because he could always change his mind and not go for Mazio again, and actually give us the chance of actually, getting a normal hit on him, and not having to worry about that. But I do kind of miss, being able to actually defend. And Orpheus is actually weak to electricity, so that's actually a good reason for not using Orpheus in this fight, to be honest. That's another reason why, actually having this angel enemy is actually really good. Because, although I was only using it for the Grave Beetle, and I didn't even remember about that fact, because if I was using Orpheus here, we would actually be losing quite a bit of HP, to be completely honest. Okay, so due to the fact that Junpei is taking some damage here, we do need to worry about that soon. But honestly, we don't have to worry as much. So let's just go for Augie, do as much damage as we possibly can, and honestly do as much as we possibly can here so we don't have to worry. Okay, so go for another Garu. More than likely, Kari's going to get knocked down again, and not actually get a shot of actually attacking. As you can see right there, she didn't even evade it, so she's too tired to get up, so she loses her turn completely. Actually, she loses 2 turns, because if she doesn't get up this turn, she'll get up next turn, and then she'll lose that turn, basically. So, yeah, it is a little unfortunate how that works. So there is a lot of disadvantages to tiredness in this game. So, like I said, it could be detrimental if you're not, careful. And honestly, that was not bad. We got to level 11, too, and we ended up getting a skin, basically, which is pretty cool. And we might have actually gotten Hama there. Nope, not gotten Hama, but it would have been nice. But there we go. That was the final boss for this until the moon phase thing. Because apparently you can't go to the next floor until you fight whatever this moon phase enemy is. That was something I was wondering about because as I said, when I did this, I got to the barrier and I didn't know what to do. So I was kind of confused on that. So I searched up about that just to kind of understand what I need to do next in order to, continue.
The structure on the next floor seems to be different. See what you can find out.
Okay, and with that, let's actually make sure to check around. You know what, since more than likely this floor is probably not going to be that bad, we might as well, you know what, we'll just go up the stairs since it's literally right there. Might as well, since it is literally, like, right next to us. And check out this barrier, since it is on the 16th floor. And as you see, there's literally no one here.
It's a dead end. Good work. Return to the entrance.
But as you can see, there's this little barrier here. But that was the reason why I was majorly confused. And what ended up making me check out all about that. So, apparently, whenever the full moon actually appears, we'll be able to actually progress, apparently. Don't know exactly what that's gonna mean. I understand that it's more than likely a boss of some sort, due to how it's said. So, honestly, other than that, I have no clue. But the path to the next floor is blocked. You can't go any further. Okay, so other than that, we can grab whatever this is and obtained in old documents. A description of the document can be read in the dictionary. Okay, let's check out our dictionary then. That's in system, I think. Let's see, so if we go to our dictionary, let's see here, old document 1. The electricity is hooked up, but why do they need so much? There's only a school on this island. What does that mean? Strange. Very strange. I have no clue what that could mean.
Are you ready to return to the entrance?
Yeah, return.
Roger that.
Okay, and just like so, we head back to the entrance of this little Tartarus, and we're done with our exploration for today. So, like as you just saw, it can take quite a bit of time just to get to the 16th floor. And yeah, as you can see there, that is the reason why I'm kind of like unsure what's going to happen when we get to the further blocks, because it goes from like 16 to like 40 floors in the next area, and then 40 floors and like 50 floors and 50 floors. And then there's also one in the apparently in New Game Plus, there's an extra one, kind of like with Margaret's, where you have a secret boss attached to it, kind of thing. I don't know how that would work. And I don't know if I would even do it because of how hard Margaret ended up being. And I don't think there would be any story attached to that, unless that's like, I don't honestly even know if it's even a portable thing or an FES thing, to be honest. But honestly, yeah, I'm kind of, not sure what's gonna happen with those, but I might think of something. There's always a way I can think of it. Like maybe I could do a certain amount of floors per area towards a boss or something like that. Unless there's like dialogue for a certain floor or something like that that's actually important. And then we continue on there or something like that. But based on that, honestly, I'm not sure. But with that, we'll continue and finish off today's episode here.
I'll stay here and provide support now. Is there anything I can do for you?
Check our progress.
You don't look well. I recommend you get some rest. But I'll leave it up to you, whether or not you return to the dorm. Now, is there anything I can do for you? You've explored 16 levels in the tower. We've climbed up as high as possible. Our goal has been achieved for now. Good job. Anything else?
Check everyone's status.
Everyone is left today, already. No one is here besides us. Should we stop for today? It's your decision.
And that's actually all we really needed to do, so honestly, not bad. For our first episode, we, of, like, a dungeon exploration, we actually did pretty decent. So honestly, GG. And honestly, we'll be ending today's episode here due to the fact that, if you actually leave here, it actually does go straight to the next day. So I don't want to, like I said, dungeons stay in dungeon episodes, so I don't want to, like, merge the normal stuff into the dungeon episodes, just so we can keep those in, like, you know, basically how they're, like, in their own places and actually organized in this series as much as possible, is what I'm trying to say. So, with that, thank you all for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next episode. I think our first social links open up on the 22nd, so we'll actually start on the social link / free time days, I think. I'm not sure, but with that, thank you all for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Keep being spooky, and peace out.
Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.